Every November, over 40 million American families gather around the same centerpiece. Golden, glistening, carved with ceremony. A symbol of gratitude, tradition, and home. The aroma fills the house. Children wait impatiently. Grandparents smile. It's the moment that defines the holiday. But here's the question almost no one asks. When did your Thanksgiving turkey actually begin? Not when you bought it, not when it arrived at the store, but when did this bird's journey truly start? The answer might surprise you, because that turkey on your table, the one promising freshness, tradition, and quality, may have started its journey to your plate many months before you ever thought about the holidays. The turkey isn't just a meal in America, it's a cultural monument. Since Abraham Lincoln declared Thanksgiving a national holiday in 1863, this bird has anchored the most food-centered celebration in the country. Every fourth Thursday of November, like clockwork, it appears on every table, in every home, from coast to coast. Norman Rockwell immortalized it in paintings. Families pass down recipes through generations. It's more than protein. It's identity. But Thanksgiving is just the beginning of turkey season. Christmas turkeys, New Year's feasts, even Super Bowl spreads. The demand never truly stops. And unlike other proteins, this one carries meaning. It represents abundance, family unity, prosperity. It's the edible embodiment of the American dream itself. Walk into any grocery store in October or November, and you'll see them everywhere. Rows upon rows of wrapped birds. The labels speak a language of trust. Farm fresh, naturally raised, premium quality, traditional taste. Some packages even feature red barns, green pastures, illustrations of happy birds roaming free under open skies. The Butterball brand alone sells over 1 billion pounds of turkey every year. Jenny O, Honeysuckle White, countless regional brands and local butchers, all promising the same thing: authenticity. Real food from real farms. The consumer believes they're buying something close to nature, something honest, something that connects them to a simpler time. But what does fresh actually mean when you're feeding an entire nation on the same weekend? That's where things get complicated. The journey doesn't start on a farm, at least not the kind you're imagining. It starts in industrial breeding facilities, where hens and toms live completely separate lives. In the wild, turkeys breed once a year during spring, and a hen might lay 10 to 12 eggs total in her lifetime. But that math doesn't work when you need hundreds of millions of birds ready to eat on the exact same day. So the industry found a solution: artificial insemination. Every week, workers manually inseminate each hen. This keeps egg production consistent year-round, with each hen laying approximately 4 eggs per week, far beyond what nature ever intended. A single hen can produce over 200 eggs annually under these conditions. The barns where they live are lit for 15 hours a day, tricking the birds' biological clocks into believing it's always springtime, always breeding season. There are no real seasons here, no migration patterns, no rest periods, just industrial cycles designed for maximum output. After collection, eggs travel to specialized hatcheries where they spend 28 days in massive incubators set precisely at 99.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Automated trays tilt every hour, mimicking the way a mother hen would turn her eggs, but at industrial scale. Not dozens of eggs, thousands, millions per year, all hatching within days of each other, synchronized like a factory production schedule. When the poults, baby turkeys, finally emerge, they're immediately sorted. Males go in one direction, females in another. Because they grow at different rates and reach different target weights, they'll never see each other again. From the moment of birth, their paths are predetermined by the demands of the market. From the hatchery, poults move to brooder barns where warmth is everything. Floor heaters keep temperatures near 95 degrees Fahrenheit because these birds can't yet regulate their own body temperature. Their diet is scientifically calculated down to the gram. 30% protein in the first 2 weeks, mostly corn and soybean meal, fortified with vitamins and minerals designed for one purpose: rapid muscle development. By week 5, they've transformed from fragile hatchlings into 4-pound juveniles. By week 16 for hens, they reach 20 pounds. By week 20 for toms, 35 pounds or more. Compare that to a wild turkey, which takes 2 full years to reach 18 pounds. This isn't traditional farming. This is biological engineering, optimized for speed and consistency. The barns hold thousands of birds at once, packed efficiently to maximize space and minimize costs. They never see grass, never feel rain, never scratch for food in soil or roost in trees at sunset. The environment is climate-controlled, the lighting artificial, the food delivered on schedule. In the wild, 75% of turkey chicks die in their first year, picked off by predators, claimed by disease, lost to starvation. Here, survival rates exceed 95%. But survival isn't the same as living. The goal isn't a long, healthy, natural life. It's hitting target weight by target date. Because Thanksgiving doesn't move. Christmas doesn't move. The calendar is fixed, and the birds have to comply. When flocks reach their target weight, collection begins. Workers guide the birds into specialized transport modules, stackable crates designed for maximum efficiency and minimal stress during transit. Trucks arrive at processing plants 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, because the system never sleeps. At the plant entrance, automated unloaders lift entire modules off the trucks using hydraulic systems. No human hands needed for this part. Just machinery, conveyor systems, and precision timing. Before anything else happens, the birds enter what the industry calls a controlled atmosphere stunning system. Modules pass through a sealed chamber where gradually increasing levels of carbon dioxide ease the turkeys into unconsciousness. The process is designed to prevent the muscle tension that would toughen the meat, a detail that matters later at the dinner table. It's considered more humane than older methods like electric stunning or live shackling. But the word humane becomes complicated when you're processing 250 birds per minute, hour after hour, shift after shift. Enjoying this? Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what we uncover next. And drop a comment. What factory should we investigate? Once unconscious, birds are shackled onto an overhead conveyor that moves through a series of stations. A surgical blade makes a small neck incision for blood drainage. Then scalding tanks heat-treat the carcasses to loosen feathers. Mechanical pluckers with rubber fingers spinning at high speed strip each bird clean in seconds. Automated blades remove the feet, and then comes evisceration, one of the most technically impressive steps. A machine reaches inside the body cavity and extracts all internal organs in one smooth motion. Hearts, livers, gizzards. They're immediately chilled, sorted by type, and later packaged as giblet sets. Nothing is wasted. Every part has a market. Every byproduct has value. Now comes one of the most controversial steps in the entire process, the chill bath. USDA regulations require rapid cooling to below 40 degrees Fahrenheit to prevent bacterial growth. Most large plants use water immersion, a 5-hour soak in chilled, chlorinated water. Yes, chlorine. The same chemical used in swimming pools. The concentration is regulated, approximately 50 parts per million compared to 1 to 3 parts per million in a typical pool. But it's there. The industry argues it's food safe, necessary for public health, and approved by federal agencies. Critics call it a chemical crutch that masks poor hygiene earlier in the process. Either way, every turkey absorbs some amount of this solution before reaching your table. The birds tumble slowly through these massive tanks, temperature-controlled, constantly monitored. It's efficient, it's economical, and it's legal. After chilling, computerized graders sort turkeys by weight, down to the ounce. Birds of matching size stay together down the line, ensuring uniform cooking times and consistent consumer experience. But here's where the engineering of texture really happens. Many brands inject a solution directly into the breast meat: water, salt, sodium phosphate. This isn't seasoning, it's moisture retention technology. Phosphates help proteins hold water during cooking, preventing the dreaded dry turkey that ruins holiday meals. Some formulations add sugar or honey for flavor depth. Then the birds go into industrial tumblers, giant rotating drums where they're massaged for up to 4 hours. This isn't gentle. The constant motion activates natural proteins, creating a sticky film on the surface of the meat. For whole birds, this improves texture. For boneless roasts, it does something even more interesting. It makes separate pieces bind together. 4 individual breast fillets go into a mold. After tumbling and cooking, they emerge as one seamless roast. No glue, no additives beyond what's already been injected. Just applied food science and mechanical processing. The final manufacturing step is flash freezing. Turkeys enter blast freezers set to -20 degrees Fahrenheit for 24 hours. At this extreme temperature, ice crystals form rapidly and stay microscopically small, which preserves the cellular structure and maintains texture. The birds are now in suspended animation, biologically paused, waiting. And here's the secret the industry doesn't advertise. When this freezing happens, isn't always when you think it does. Here's the math problem nobody talks about at the dinner table. Americans consume 46 million turkeys on Thanksgiving Day alone. Add Christmas and New Year's, and you're looking at over 200 million birds annually. But turkey production isn't seasonal. It's year-round, operating at steady capacity every single month. So where do all these birds go between March and November? The answer is cold storage. Massive warehouse facilities scattered across the Midwest, each one holding millions of pounds of frozen turkey. Some birds processed in early spring won't reach a dinner table until late fall or winter. The industry calls it inventory management and demand forecasting. Consumers call it something else when they find out. Keeping millions of turkeys safely frozen for months requires obsessive precision. Temperature sensors log data every hour. Backup generators stand ready in case of power failure. Insurance policies worth millions protect against equipment malfunction. Because if the cold chain breaks, even for 30 minutes, entire shipments become unsellable. Bacteria multiply exponentially above 40 degrees. This is why the word fresh becomes so complicated. A turkey processed in April and kept at a continuous 32 degrees Fahrenheit until November is technically never spoiled. The cold has preserved it perfectly. But is it fresh? Or is fresh just well-managed cold? A feeling sold through packaging and marketing rather than a statement of fact. Then, like clockwork, October arrives. Distribution centers activate. Trucks roll out to every corner of the country. Grocery stores transform overnight with holiday displays, promotional pricing, festive music playing over the speakers. And there it is, your turkey. Golden packaging, smiling family on the label, the word fresh printed in bold letters. You pick it up, check the weight, read the label, and put it in your cart. At home, your family gathers. The turkey roasts. The house fills with the smell that means the holidays have truly arrived. You carve it at the table, serve it with all the traditional sides, and for those few hours, none of the backstory matters. Because in that moment, surrounded by family, continuing a tradition passed down through generations, it is real, it is meaningful, it is tradition. But let's ask the question we've been avoiding. Is this system humane? Efficient, undeniably. Profitable, absolutely. But humane? Animal welfare organizations point to the confinement, the accelerated growth rates, the fact that these birds never exhibit any natural behaviors. Some European countries have banned certain practices that remain common in the United States. The industry counters with data. Wild turkeys suffer more, they say. 75% of chicks die in nature. Here, survival is nearly guaranteed, even if the life is shorter and more controlled. Then there's the environmental cost, the water usage, the energy required for refrigeration, the methane from concentrated animal waste. One environmental study estimated that producing a single Thanksgiving turkey generates the same carbon footprint as driving 11 miles in an average car. And we haven't even discussed the human workers, standing in 40-degree environments for 10-hour shifts, performing repetitive motions that lead to chronic injuries. Turnover rates in processing plants exceed 100% annually at some facilities. Alternatives do exist. Pasture-raised turkeys from small-scale farms, birds that actually roam, forage, live closer to their natural lifespan. They cost 3 to 4 times more per pound, and they're not available at every grocery store. But for some consumers, that trade-off is worth it. Then there's cellular agriculture, lab-grown meat made from real turkey cells cultivated in bioreactors. No bird required, no slaughter, no confinement. It's not commercially available yet, but companies are racing to scale production. Imagine a Thanksgiving turkey with identical taste, identical nutrition, zero ethical compromise. Or perhaps the future is simpler. Eating less, buying local, accepting that not every meal needs to be produced at industrial scale. Tradition doesn't have to mean mass production. So here's the final question, the one only you can answer. After seeing the full journey, from engineered birth to accelerated growth, to frozen storage to holiday table, what does the word fresh actually mean to you now? Is it about time, biology, transparency? Or is it just a feeling we buy into because it's easier than asking uncomfortable questions? Maybe the turkey on your table isn't just food. Maybe it's a mirror, reflecting how we've chosen to feed our traditions, our families, our sense of who we are as a culture. And maybe that's worth thinking about before the next holiday. The table waits. The question remains, what will you choose?